What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Buffalo State College Bengals Season 1 recap on NCAA Football 14. Tough loss against Rutgers to start, good win against Michigan, but that followed with 3 straight losses. We were then able to get 3 straight wins mid-season before ending with 4 straight losses. That Western Michigan game was quite a tight one and a very nice comeback. We also had a very nice comeback against our in-city rival in Buffalo, 31-27, and then another high point. That overtime game against Central Michigan was another barn burner. Absolutely some great performances from Buffalo State College in the second half of games, including this one against Bowling Green. So, Conference Championship Week would look something like this. Miami of Ohio against Toledo in our MAC conference there. Tayshaun Prince, nice season for him. Jeremiah Banks, though, was the star of the team. Prince added another 183 yards on the ground. We didn't even get a 500-yard receiver this season, but Ben Bush, by far our best receiver, he will be sorely missed, along with Jeremiah Banks. He had 6 touchdowns on the year. Oliver Rover is going to be a tough loss for us, as well as Randall, who had 11 sacks this year. Rover had 3 sacks. He had a lot of tackles for the squad. Those 2 guys definitely going to be sorely missed on this defense. We don't know how we're going to be able to replace them, but I'm sure we'll find some way. Randall led the MAC conference in sacks with 11, and you can see Jeremiah Banks was second in the MAC conference in rushing yards, number 1 in touchdowns as well. You can see our offense within the MAC was kind of middling, and our defense was near pretty good, especially against the run. We were number 2 against the run and about 5 or 6 against the pass, so that's pretty good as well. However, we gave up the most points in our conference this season. We also ended up getting the 5th most sacks in our conference as well, so that's pretty good as well. 4th down conversion rate was horrible at 25% this year. Mike Weber Jr. wins the Heisman for Ohio State, and D. Lee wins Returner of the Year. You love to see Lee doing some great things. Looking at some recruiting before we get into the offseason, seeing that we did get a bunch of guys to commit. 12 guys on the board here, and we can't really get any more guys because our restrictions are very, very tight. It's going to be hard to get any more people than what we have. There's still some room, but it is very limited. And as you can see, Conference Championship Week, Miami of Ohio takes down Toledo 30-24 in our MAC Conference Championship game. That game coming down to the wire as Toledo giving chase to Miami of Ohio, but they were able to pull it out in the end anyway. Will Greer wins the Maxwell Award. Walter Camp belongs to Mike Weber Jr. Chris Melton gets the Bednarik. The Nagurski also going to Melton. The O'Brien to Will Greer. The Walker to Mike Weber. David Sills wins the Biletnikoff. Mackey Award goes to a Boise State boy. Love to see that. Rosh Pierschbacher getting the Remington. Lombardi to Rashawn Gary. Chris Melton also gets Best Linebacker. The Thorpe to Mark Fields. And the Groza to Matt Amendola. The Guy Award going to an Oklahoma State punter. Obviously, D. Lee winning the Best Returner of the Year award. And as we're going through some of these BCS games as well, we can see that Washington was able to beat West Virginia and Michigan over Texas to move into the BCS national title, where Michigan wins it 41-13. So the final top 25 looking something like this, with Michigan at 1, Utah at 2, Auburn 3, West Virginia 4, Stanford 5, Washington 6, Notre Dame 7, Texas 8, Oklahoma 9, and Georgia rounding out the top 10. Good to see Boise State in the top 15 at number 12. Navy makes it to 19. NC State in there, which is also cool to see. Will Greer led the entire NCAA in passing touchdowns, Rushing yards was Mike Weber Jr., which is why he won the Heisman. David Sills led all receivers with 1,892 yards. He also had 17 touchdowns on the year. It was a great year for him. Tackles, 121 was the lead there. TFL's 32 was the leader. 11.5 was the lead in sacks, so Dante Randall almost led the entire NCAA in sacks, which is quite cool to see. Now we will turn it over to Jack with some analysis and some talking about how the offseason is going to go. Jack, let them know, will ya?
I'm good. My contract's done. We can build a winner together. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out. See you next time.